there, my fellow skeptics and believers and everyone in between. Welcome back to another episode of Ghosts in the Machine. In this episode, we're doing another CFIIG test. That's right. We had a staff retreat a few weeks ago, and Jim Underdown, who is the director of CFI West and also the chair for the CFIIG $500,000 Paranormal Challenge, was here in Buffalo at the main offices, the main headquarters here. And he had scheduled a dowser, a guy that claimed that he could douse for objects, any objects. It didn't have to be water. It didn't have to be a specific object. He didn't even have to know what the object was. He said he could douse for it. So we scheduled a test for him, and he drove, I think he drove like 2 hours to come here in Buffalo to CFI headquarters to take the test. And we had a whole bunch of staff here because it was a staff retreat. So we had about 30 some people all gathered around to witness the test, to see what was going on. It was very professional, very polite. Norbert, who is the guy that tested, was a really nice gentleman, awesome gentleman. I was happy to meet him, and he was very understanding of all our rules and everything. And we had a process. So what I'm going to do is pretty much show you video from the test. I took video, and then several other people like Steve Hupp, our editor for SI, took some video. Sinan, who is our one of our interns, took some video. So I blended it all together, went back and forth. So what I'm going to show you is most of the first test, because it took a long time. I mean, each test was supposed to be about 5 minutes long, but it was more like closer to 10 minutes for each test to complete. So that's a lot of just downtime where we're just staring at him standing there. And it's not a slight against him. It was just basically he was standing there for like a minute or 2 minutes straight, and then move to another location and then just stand there. So I cut it down a little bit. You're going to see jump cuts going from position to position. So it's basically all there. The second, third, and fourth test, which you'll see, he had a total of 10 tests that he could take. He had to get, I believe, 8 out of 10 in order to pass the preliminary test, which it was the preliminary test. But basically, he had to get 8 out of 10 of the tests correct. He had to find a hidden object under a bunch of cups. And you'll see in the video, the opening little montage there is 25 red solo cups that were placed a meter apart. So it's in a grid, a 5x5 grid, and they were a meter apart, and an object was chosen by the dowser. He had a bunch to choose from. He picked a lighter, and basically that was hidden for each test. So it was hidden by a different person who used a random number generator in order to pick out which cup to hide it under. And then that person, who was called the placer, walked out of the building, a different exit, and went around. And there was no contact with the dowser from that. And you'll see the process going on here. But it was fun, and I'm going to zip through the other tests because just shorten them to keep this video short, but you'll see the results and our discussion afterwards. You'll see why he thinks he can douse, and his reasoning behind believing that he has some kind of ability like this. And you also see how reasonable he is. Like his reasons for believing that he could douse are a little bit out there, and you'll see that. But he was also a nice guy, and he understood probability. He understood the necessary controls that we were taking in order to make sure he had no clue what we were doing or where the item would be, and had to rely solely on the dowsing rods. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into the video, and then I'll come back afterwards to give you a little summary, and then hopefully you enjoy it. So roll that beautiful bean footage. So what's the indication, like when you hit your target?
What does it do when you have a hit?
Well, I would imagine if I get to a cup and I kind of walk around and it keeps pointing back to the cup, that should be the right one.
Oh, so the rods, they'll point towards the cup?
It should.
Okay. So, like, if say for just a demonstration, like, say this is that's your target.
In theory, the rod should I should be able to triangulate like where is the missing hidden object.
Well, let's do it like it's going to happen. So let's put this under here, and let's see if you're getting a reading on that. I'm just trying to do it right as soon as we
that general direction, I think. That kind of would point me from there, this direction, so I'll just come over here and try again. In theory, now it's a lot of my mind telling me what to look for, right? But that's basically how it's going to work, is I'm just going to kind of walk around, start at a corner, try to get an angle of like where to start in the middle, which way is it going to take me.
Yeah, you presumably you know how to interpret whatever it's doing.
Well, it's kind of like arrows pointing. So in theory, as long as nothing else interferes, like there's a nice little ventilation duct down here, as long as it doesn't blow too hard.
We could probably shut that off if it bothers you.
This one I can kind of feel, but I mean,
we'll know in 3 shots if it's bothering the
Yeah,
party.
that's right.
Oh yeah, it's the ventilation for sure.
Okay, everybody, welcome to Norbert's test. This is Norbert, everybody.
I know, right?
Brought in from Canada.
You're very excited to see me. Thank you. I hope you're rooting for me, not like that guy fails.
I'd like nothing more.
Yeah.
Honestly.
To fail?
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
Shooting.
Try words.
All right. So all in favor. Who's rooting for me? All right. Thank you.
I'm going to stay neutral. As far as you know.
you should.
So Norbert, there's an array of 25 cards. Norbert decided he liked it's a little lighter, one of Kenny's lighters, and it's placed under one of the cups. I don't know where it is. The person who does know where it is now out of sight. So you brought your own dowsing rods, and you've had some success in the past for dowsing things.
Luck or success, yes. So we'll see if it's success or luck.
Okay, well, we'll see. That's the way this is designed, to take luck out of the equation.
Yes.
So you get like 5 or 10 minutes, as much time as you need in each one. You're supposed to get 8 out of 10. That's what we agreed to on the email. But I told Norbert if he gets 6 out of 10, even if he fails with 6, we'll be very impressed with him.
I bet you will.
We would.
Because the odds, like you start doing the number of odds and 25 times 25. Like it's a crazy high lottery number of odds.
No, for sure. So,
You should try it on lottery.
yeah, I should douse for lottery numbers, exactly. Cut us in, by the way, if you win. And then if you miss 3, we'll give you the option to keep going and see how you do with the rest of them, or you can call it a day. Now, you did want to let us know he got tossed off an excavator 2 weeks ago?
It's a week and a half about now.
So it's a little
bruised
stiff.
and torn, and nothing's broken. But you guys know what it's like.
No.
I'm not going to the doctor because I know it's just nothing they can fix. So they can X-ray me. I don't want the X-ray. Thank you. So.
Wait, you fell off of a what?
I was digging up a tree trunk, a tree stump with an excavator, and it just kind of wiggled, flopped back, and just launched me right in. Like it all happened so quickly. I'm digging, and then it's like, whoop, just threw me in. So there must have been a springy tension on
All right, we hope that doesn't affect you.
I hope so.
All right,
too.
let's go do the first one.
All right.
It's already been placed.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. That's okay.
So let's all stay back here a little bit and give him some room. And let's stay quiet so Norbert can concentrate, but we don't want to affect his ability at all. So have at it whenever you want.
So nothing special for those of you guys wondering. It's literally a piece of coat hanger bent into an L rod. I only use these little tubes because my fingers can't hold this stupid little thing properly because, well, my fingers aren't as young as I'd like them to be. So I find it this way, the thicker pieces of metal are easier to hold. So no secret, no copper, no just plain coated steel. All right, let's start again with our one. Basically what I'm trying to do is triangulation, just trying to get angle from several different spots. Kind of looks like it could be number 6.
Is that your choice?
Yeah, let's try number 6.
Number 6 is the guess, Norbert's guess.
It's a piece of paper.
That's not it. Okay, that's one miss. Okay, everybody back in the other room.
Number 5 was kind of nice, but
There it is, 14. Actual was 14. Oh, Bertha too. Oh, you got it, okay. Thank you. Number generator, random number generator now. Here's the target. Go down there, don't show us, we don't want to know what it is. And move every cup, not
every
just
cup.
the one, just a little bit.
Sure thing.
Do the number generator when you get down there.
How is the numbers oriented? Is it,
It's on top of the cup.
obvious. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on top of the cups. And, yeah, do everyone and then enter, exit through that door.
And come out the
Back out
front.
and come in and end up at this door when you're done.
sure thing.
I like your idea of moving every cup, so in case I get photographic memory.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, no, that's good.
And if you don't mind, do me a favor, can you go back over to where the chair is? He's gonna, there you go. Yeah, just,
Sit in the hot seat.
Hot seat. All right, I'll read your magazine too.
there you go. Yeah, I'm gonna use that later.
Waiting for someone to emerge.
Yeah.
Triumphantly.
Triumphantly? I don't know if that's the word I use.
Well, we have a successful placement.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it.
Okay, here we go. Trial number 2.
My daughter also rescued a couple of Yeah, so.
If anyone wants to, you can make a mental guess in your own mind.
I know that's cool. I was gonna pick 25 already. Double check. If I make a complete fool of myself in front of a pen. I don't know. That looks like it's gonna be 10.
10 is your guess?
10 is my guess. Well, another fail. Hey, we get to all go home soon.
Open the door, please, and ask Sinan what the actual number is. Just check.
There it is. Look at that. Jim got it.
Number 9. Yep, the actual was 9. You were close.
Yeah, well, you know,
Close
that
don't
doesn't
count.
mean.
It's gonna be a little stressful having everybody watch.
Yeah, I know.
It's funny that I used to be a very public speaking. I got a job as a teacher, instructor, and I had no problem. Like I could talk hours, but see, like I can talk to you guys no problem. As soon as everybody's watching me, it's like,
Do me a favor, have a.
oh yeah.
All right, come on, here we go.
Yes, I know that.
Ooh, cake. Nom 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 nom.
Back to number 6. Kind of feels like it could be it. Let's just try the
Steeler rods?
stuff and see
Okay.
if it's any different. As long as we get time for it.
Sure.
Well, I kind of like 6, so
Is that your answer, or you're gonna check again?
I'll just quickly check again.
Okay.
I mean, hey, if I could get at least one right today, that would be at least worth my while.
Victory, yeah.
Yeah. This one seems like while this week kind of all over randomly. Let's go with number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2.
You know,
Is Debbie behind the door? 13. Right in the middle.
there it is.
Okay,
Oh,
so
we can do one more for giggles.
you could
but
do, if you want to do one more, fine. It's an
if I
official.
don't do 3, clearly it's not gonna work. I mean, law of averages, I could get 8 in a row.
Yeah.
It's going to be 23.
23 is the guess. 2-3.
Nope.
It was nice meeting you guys.
Do we know what the number is? Just checking. Anyone want to make a guess? Oh, there it is. Oh, look at that.
The first one I grabbed.
20 was the actual. 20. All right, bring it in for a second. You did not pass.
Nope.
Do you have any idea what happened? What the problem was today?
Other than the previous injury we discussed, if that's messing me up,
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Could be. You can apply again in a year if you want to try again.
Okay.
And like I said before, you see how this runs, so you can, if there's any practicing or anything to be done, do it that way. Are you open to hearing what skeptics normally say about?
Oh, I want to
dowsing?
hear it. Yeah.
So we think there's something called ideomotor effect, because as you showed us, these things are very sensitive.
Yep.
And even if you're not consciously trying, you're trying to let the things do what they're doing, you're still doing tiny movements with your arms and hands. You even said sometimes you can't control them.
Yep.
So sometimes there's unconscious effects happening, and that's what's turning those things in certain
quite
directions.
possible. It's like when you're learning to drive, they tell you don't look where you're going, look where you want to go, because if you look at the tree, you're going to steer into it. So I probably have a number partial to me that's drawing my attention, and I'm just
Yeah, you even said like you were spending a lot of time on one side of the room and stuff, and you never know what these subconscious influences are doing.
don't know all the time.
Well, thanks for coming, man. I want to send you an award.
It was nice and fair, and
You're the
we
most
tried.
skeptical applicant we've ever had. You know about statistics, and you know about test protocols and stuff. So I'm going to recruit you to come over to the other side. On our team.
Oh, yeah, I'd be good at that. 'cause
You
I
would
don't
be
trust
good at
people.
it. You would be good at it.
I know I would
You
be.
know the stuff.
So send the Canadian guys to me.
Yeah,
They're across the
there All right, man. Well, safe travels home.
Yeah,
and,
thank you very much. Thanks for the
Thanks. All right, thanks everybody. Oh, by the way, can we just verify the guesses?
Yes.
Would you guys mind?
Show
initially-
them both.
Oh,
Yeah, let me see.
Oh, I also, I don't know, I changed the date because this is 24th. I don't know if that's going to have a difference.
That's yours.
And let's initial.
Nobody gets a
Got them side by side, so we can
Same
see
day.
the, same day, same scores. Okay.
Any of you have any questions I can answer while I'm still here?
How did you? Oh, you go ahead. How did you practice at home? Like, did you set it up with 25 cups? Or?
Practice.
Oh, okay.
This is something I've done on and off since I was about 17. When I kind of figured out that rods kind of sometimes pointed to what I was looking for. And again, it doesn't always work. It's like Michael Jordan can do 100 dunks and you invite him and it's his day off and he'll get 10 and you're like, come on, Jordan, like you can do better than this. I'm not the greatest. My kid's a lot better. I wanted him to come do this challenge.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
well, the problem with kids, you can show them the way. It doesn't mean they actually want to do this stuff. I told him like 2 months out, like I wanted him to do this. I didn't want to do this. He's better at this than I am because he learned from a young age. But
Where did he learn?
the little bits of stuff from me, like hey,
Oh,
these
okay.
the rods, like go find the cat or go find the dog, and
Okay.
and I could actually see him, like he's much better as an observer. I could see that he's much
Okay.
better.
Okay.
Now, how he's going to perform in front of 12
A room.
people, I don't know.
Okay. Cool.
Like I said, I can talk in front of 30 students, no problem.
So 50%
But
of
the students have a different energy because they're there to learn. They look at me like, that guy knows. Whereas here, it's like, all right, let's see what this guy knows.
Well, I mean, we could have. I mean, we could
Yeah, we
just set
could
up a
just
static
go out.
camera and one person basically. I mean, so you had the option of having us out there.
That could be better for my kid.
No, I mean,
He's not crowd friendly. Like,
Right.
our family doesn't get
And
don't need to be.
Yeah, and then the important thing is that the conditions that you are agreeing to, that way there's no miscommunication. This is what you say you can do under these conditions, and we all agree there's no...
If you guys could do it with the camera, and I'll get it working on this passport.
Yeah, we can do that. We can set up a few cameras. We can actually set up an entire security camera, so we can have up to 8 cameras watching everything, and then everyone can be in a different room, and we can watch.
Like I said, I don't know if stage fright is a thing of it or part of it. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, we're glad that you showed up. Honestly, a lot of people, they say they're going to show up and they didn't show up. So even though you didn't show anything, we appreciate you showing up.
Can I ask, so you've used the rods to find like the dog before? Like if the dog got out, is that?
So my mom's cat got out on the family farm. So we drove around the neighborhoods looking for the cat. Of course, we're not seeing it. So I said to my son, like, let's grab these rods. And I'm driving and he's using the rods. And then he starts taking me down this road around the field. And then he's pointing to the field. It's like the cat's in that field. And I look and I see a coyote right at the edge of the forest. And I'm like, more than likely. So a couple of days later, I'm out at night and I see the coyotes run through the field, and one stopped and he walked all the way to the end of the driveway and sat down. And I'm like, that's the coyote that knows there's food here. So that's for me. My kid's a lot better at this.
So you're saying the cat was dead there, or like,
no, the coyote ate the cat.
Oh, the coyote. The cat was in the coyote's belly.
So we were looking for the cat, which was in coyote apparently.
And what? Well, I don't understand what would be the mechanism why the rods would find the cat. Like, do you have any sense of like how rods could find a cat?
That's in the belly of
That is a very
other
good
animal.
question. Well, the cat's probably forever part of the coyote. So.
Yeah.
So there was no...
I don't remember how long the timeline was. If the cat wasn't back by night, like they're allowed inside. Like, I don't know if it was that night or the next morning. Technically, the mass of the cat, even though it wasn't alive, probably was still inside the coyote.
But even if the cat was like alive, I just don't understand how the rods would point toward a cat or any creature for that matter.
That's a good question.
Okay. So you don't know how it works. You just felt like it worked.
Well, that's what I mean. There's nobody I can go to that can teach you stuff, right? So I've been kind of guessing, and it's like, but like with the cat, like I played with my son, like go find something, like go find grandma, go find something. And
so it just felt like ability you guys had, and you don't even know like how it works, but it just seemed like it worked.
I don't know how to train it because, like I like look at this. If this would work, say 80% of the time, the applications would be endless. Missing people, missing plane. You know, bank robbers, they went that away and they're, 6 blocks that way. Like, if I could train myself better, it would be great.
Yeah.
But when you have to work for a living and then you get a family to take care of, there's a lot of time for this sort of stuff.
But then on the cat, so you were looking for the cat, and the dowsing rods directed you to the coyote.
He directed us around this field, and we came back, and I could see the coyote in the field.
Okay, but you never found the cat.
No.
So in other words, we don't know whether the cat was in the coyote or not.
But we don't know, other than a couple of nights later, a pack of coyotes went by the house, and one walked up the road about what's your miles, like a eighth of a mile, and sat down right at the end of the driveway and just looking into the.
Well, yeah, but that could have happened without the cat, though. Yeah.
Right.
All I'm saying is I can see how if you're looking for a cat and the dowsing rods direct you to coyote, you make the connection. Oh, the dowsing rods are right, but of course, as far as we know, the cat might still be alive somewhere.
Well, we never could find the cat.
Well,
Right.
So,
But there's just no confirmation that the coyote ate
like
the
I said,
cat.
To me, it was odd that the one coyote left the pack, and came up the road, and I'm like, animals when they know there's food somewhere, they visit that spot. Like, if you
maybe he's just daring you. He's like, never die. You got something.
But if you ever have a dog, and whenever a dog sees a squirrel, they'll always go back to that spot. There was a squirrel there. Maybe there's another squirrel. And it's that behavior thing that was happening that, hey, there's cats there. There's many cats. So again, there's no correlation. Right? Like correlation doesn't make causation.
Right.
But
That's
the
something we say a lot.
probability of like I said, me seeing that coyotes, there were coyotes in 10 years, never coyotes in the house, except that one time, right after the cat. So to me, I was like, all right, well, again, I have no proof, but
it's all like a cast.
when you get nothing else, right? It's
True.
It's like
When you got nothing else, you grasp what you got.
So have a look.
Yeah.
So like I said, I wasn't driving. I was driving. The kid was doing the thing. So like I said,
rise
it was
through
better
that
if he tried
through
this.
that church.
When you were driving out here today, like, how confident were you that it would work? Were you like almost positive it would work?
About 50-50.
Okay, you thought you had a 50% shot today.
Like, I can't tell you if they're too close or whatever. Like,
Right. Because you were close on a few guesses. You feel like if the
Yeah.
cups were further apart, it might have worked better?
I think somebody would say yes, but no, I don't think it makes a difference. 'Cause
Okay.
whether it's a cup or not, I'm literally looking for one object. So
Mm-hmm.
the cups are just distractions. So again, whether you get 100 cups or one cup, it shouldn't matter. It should be one object that I.
Right.
If it's working, it shouldn't matter.
But at some point, there could be too close, and it's kind of hard to, like,
Again, the object should be in front of me, and I should be able to rotate it. And
It's
usually,
Yeah, that's what we talked to
Yep.
all the dowsers beforehand to make sure that the
What's the
distance, we
range?
agree that the
Right.
distance is enough.
well, see, like I don't see how that would make a difference whether it's a mile apart or. As long as I here, like I can get behind it, I know the object's either in front of me or behind me. And the only thing that I was kind of looking at was this fan was kind of windy. I could feel it in my head, but whether that's enough, I'm not gonna say it is because it's not windy.
Well, you think about like a known technology that does the same thing, a metal detector, would be 100%
Oh, metal detector
accurate
is
every
quicker.
every
Right.
time. All right, well, go
Can I
ahead.
ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Maybe you already covered this. What were the experiences that you had in life that made you believe you were capable of dowsing? Well,
so-
you could be.
so-
We had one test, but
Yeah, I was about 17, and I was looking for something. I just picked up a piece of metal like this, and looking for, I think it was a shop or garage or something. And I'm like, where did I put the whatever, right? And I'm like, hey, I'm pointing right to it. And I'm like, this is neat. And then I tried it again. It was kind of luck of the valley. I mean, unconsciously, I know where I left it, but I don't know where I left it.
yes.
So maybe unconsciously it's like, oh, there it is. Like, hey, something to it.
Right.
But like, there's no way to teach this stuff. So how do I perfect the art?
All right, so as you see, Norbert did not pass the test. He got 4 out of 4 wrong, and that was it. He needed to get 8 out of 10 right, and so with failing the first 3, automatically failed the entire test. He tried one more time just to see. For him, it was for giggles, and he unfortunately failed that test too. So he's eligible to apply in 1 year and come back. Hopefully he's going to bring his son, and his son is going to try and test for it. And we'll see how that goes. And if that happens here, I'll take a video of that and we'll show you. So hopefully you guys liked it and enjoyed it, learned something. You got to know how the CFIIG $500,000 tests are run and how they are handled, how the people that apply are handled, how it's professional, polite, and it's very friendly and very open. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel and also subscribe to Skeptical Inquirer because it's a good magazine. We have a lot of good articles in there, not just about paranormal topics of ghosts and UFOs and monsters and Bigfoot and stuff like that. We go into all the sciences and current events too. So check it out. And until next time, never stop learning.
Thank you.